Hey, what's up, internet? All right, so I am on my way home from a meeting, getting ready to go and go teach this evening. But I figured I would jump on since I'm in the habit of updating you guys. And so one of the things I always tell people when they ask me about, when we're talking about like work-life balance and whatever, is that one of the critical things is to max out your capability stack, and that way when you figure out what you want to be doing with your time, you have the ability to make that jump work. And it's something I've lived by, something that I give people advice to do all the time. And in my case, that capability stack is pretty good. I have a ton of software tools, I have management skills, I have manufacturing, I've got CAD CAM 3D design, I know enough machining to get myself in trouble, I know enough maker tools. Now I can lay up carbon fiber, I can lay up fiberglass, I have a good working knowledge of what it takes to weld things together. I have an idea what the materials are capable of doing. I've molded parts. I know what it takes to cast parts and resin. Anyway, so I do all this because I'm constantly pursuing, in the end, one goal. And that goal is that when I have an idea, when I go, wouldn't it be great to X, I can execute. People ask all the time who want to be makers, is it enough these days to be able to carve wood? And to me, the answer is no. If you want to be a maker, it's not enough just to know how to 3D print stuff. It's not enough to know how to carve wood. It's not enough just to know how to CNC a block of machinery. The trick is, can you put all of that together? Could you have an idea for something and, find the right circuitry? In a world full of Arduinos and small pieces, it's not even necessary to build all the microcontrollers yourself, but can you grab a microcontroller off the shelf? Can you make enough code work? Can you, take something ridiculous. Say, you wanted to make a display that would show your latest tweet on the wall of your living room. Yeah, you could just grab an iPad and stick it to the wall, but let's pretend for a moment you wanted to start from scratch. Do you have the skills you would need to write the code on the Arduino or whatever Raspberry Pi, whatever microcontroller you pick? Heck, do you know enough to pick the right microcontroller? And then can you write that code? And then when that's done, do you know enough of the manufacturing that you could set it up so that you can make 100 of those? So is there a custom circuit board you need? Can you do that? What about the housing? Do you know enough to 3D print the housing, or can you laser cut the acrylic? What about the properties of the acrylic itself? Do you know the adhesives to use? And when that's all done, what are you going to do about battery charging? What are you going to do about the wireless? And I don't mean to make that sound more complicated than it is. I know a lot of guys who can put all that together, but that's my point, right? Is that the artifacts we create in the world we live in right now, these artifacts, if you're a maker, if you're someone who wants to build stuff, they are not simple inanimate objects anymore. This is not a day back when making something was, polishing some steel and welding it together and creating a new type of tool like a wrench or something. Those things have their value, but today we expect more. We expect our artifacts to do things and interact with the world. There's the physical half, the things half of the Internet of Things. People talk about IoT all the time, and they get very caught up in the technology or very, very caught up in the physical. But the people that can bridge both, that's a skill set that I think people should have, and it's one I've spent a lot of time working on myself. And one of the benefits of that is that when you have great ideas, you have the skills you need to execute them. And when you're around people who also get excited by this stuff, very, very interesting things can happen. And that's about as far as I'm going to go on that in a specific thing, but I'm really looking forward to the next couple months. I think Production Dojo is going to get a boost. I think there's the opportunity to build some very, very cool toys and make some really interesting stuff happen, and I'm really looking forward to it. So it's been a really good day that way. You know, anytime you have the opportunity to plan and execute and sort of make sure that you're staying in the direction that you find interesting and are passionate about, and that you know is going to be a responsible in terms of business as well, that's a good day, folks. There's no way around it. And that all comes from having great people around you and driven, passionate people, making friends with the right folks, building the right skill set. I can't emphasize how valuable it is to make sure that the people you associate with, make sure the people you spend time with, whether they be clients or customers, whether they be people you work for or people you work with, do everything you can to make sure that those people around you are as driven and passionate and smart as you are. They don't have to be those things in the same area as you are. And in fact, it's probably better for there to be a bunch of what the kids are calling diversity these days around it. But I tell you, some days you spend an afternoon and you realize you know some awfully cool people, and I really like that. I love it when that feeling happens. Leave a comment below if that's ever happened to you, and you know, you want to tell a story about some cool people. But I am having a great day. I spent the afternoon with some great people. I'm gonna go spend my evening with some incredibly passionate and smart people in another area with a different passion. And every single one of the people I've been interacting with today in any significant level, these are all folks who have their own stuff going on. These are all incredibly smart people, and not one of them is just sitting around waiting for someone else in the world to come up with an idea or drive forward. And that's just the best. I don't know, folks. I know I'm not talking about too much, but I just wanted to say I'm having a great day. So I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will catch you on the next vlog. Take it easy.